Just see if we can find a bigger one here.
Okay, so maybe I'll just set this aside for now.
Well, or do we just take it? Okay, we're gonna keep it.
Roger that.
Change of plan.
Reg. All right. Do you want to switch us on over there, Jake?
Yep.
Oh my goodness! Look at all
I
that
know,
goo.
bubble cam is just covered.
Ooh,
Happy Halloween, Hercules.
1 day late.
Who gets to clean Hercules tonight?
Oh, that's all of all of our chores.
I just saw what Crispin wrote in.
Sorry. Go ahead and pop open the box there.
Could we aim for the aft inboard box? IO box?
Inboard, Roger. This one here?
Yes, I believe so.
Roger that. Let's see. No, alrighty. Open our jaws here.
Oh, and this is going to be sample NA124-109, and this is going to be rock number 5.
Copy that.
And did you guys still want another rock, or is that good for you guys?
We'll keep going.
Reg.
Go one more slow. Okay.
Sorry? Did I hear something about a Niskin?
We're talking to ourselves.
Sounded like someone said this. Yeah.
Reg. All right, ready? I'm ready for you.
Okay. 50 meters east.
Oh my gosh.
Let's change it up. Kind of.
I think that's the first heading change that we really.
Yeah.
This
Well,
whole.
we'll head up to like this. What is the local high here on this flat area?
Roger that.
For what it's worth.
Reg. Jonathan, you want to zoom in, push in past the push cores, please? Thank you. I swear, we're going to have to do so much car wash.
Yeah. Interesting Tina-4 jelly, or it's a jelly. Argus cam.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just really cute. The little sponge and the fish sleeping inside.
Fish. Plus all those brittle stars.
That's a really cool one.
Yeah. Jake, you want to turn out the lasers there?
Where's the osculum? Is it?
All right, Jonathan, go ahead and do a quick zoom there, please.
Oh, I see. My mind had that all optical illusion, like it was a bulbous feature.
That's what I thought too.
Rather than the bowl.
Okay, less cute. All right, full wide, please.
But nice brittle star placement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
good contrast.
Equidistant.
It's a designer sponge.
Patterned.
Okay, so we have an hour and 15 minutes, and we have one slurp spot left. We need one rock, one transect, and hopefully we're going to see an octocoral of interest.
Roger that.
No small task.
Be zippy.
Hey, Paul, if you wouldn't mind adjusting your mic a little.
Closer, further away. Closer.
Thank you.
Roger that.
And for the slurp, what type of slurp sample are you guys looking for? Is it going to be a sponge, sediment,
An octopus.
octopus?
I think Paul and I will have to play scissors, paper, rock over that. But he doesn't know how to play, so I think I'll win.
Well, you guys see an octopus here.
I
Well,
don't know.
maybe we should
No, I was just making a joke.
Oh,
should save it in case there's a slurpable invert, and if there isn't, then we'll slurp up some coarse sediment.
Oh, I always like sediment anyway.
Yeah.
Reg.
We're seeing, it's very obvious with the amazing camera we have with the Hercules to see what we call megafauna, these large creatures, the large sponges, the sea stars you're seeing. But there's a wealth of other very, very small animals in these sediments and under these rocks and on the rocks, and we'll be really paying attention to those tonight. Can we have a zoom in on that multi-armed sea star? I think that's Rathbunasta.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rathbunasta.
California, something.
Is that the sunflower sea star, the common name?
It's related to
Related
Pycnopodia, but it's a different one.
Different one.
It's like
All right, Jonathan.
inspiration for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
Stand by.
yeah, that's it.
So pretty. All the arms.
Yeah, look at that.
Tempted to look up a little bit, but I know it's
I'm looking at the arms to see if there are any that are bulging, because that's a sign of an internal parasite that I'd like to get some of.
Oh.
It was named from Monterey Bay, and no one's ever been able to get some for DNA sequencing. So this one doesn't appear to be parasitized, so we're gonna let it go.
Would it just be a single arm bulging?
Yeah, you see these kind of knobby bulges coming out if it's infected.
Wow.
And it's
Might have-
actually a parasitic snail that lives inside it.
Oh, gosh, that sounds awful.
Mind if I do a tighter zoom?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, please. Yeah, it looks fine.
Oh,
Slowly inching away from
It's
us.
just basically a big sac inside it, but you couldn't ever tell it's a mollusk.
that's remarkable.
But it has little babies inside it, and they all have little shells, and that's a clue that it's a mollusk.
All right, come wide, please.
Okay, thank you.
Does the
Great.
mollusk feed off the sea star?
Yeah, it lives on inside the body cavity of the sea star. It's a mystery how it infects the sea star. It has these little baby, little larvae that are planktonic, and somehow they're able to then settle on the sea star and get inside it.
Trey, can you repeat the name of that sea star?
Rathbun, R-A-T-H-B-U-N,
Thank you.
Asta, A-S-T-E-R.
Got it.
All right, Jonathan, go ahead and push in past the push course, please. Thank you.
We are making a series of educational flashcards, and R is for Rathnabuster. Maybe I'll cut that little video clip to accompany as a link on the card.
This move's completing, and I think I'll put in the next move as east.
Reg.
Crispin asks, what are these parasitic snails? The group of snails, Crispin, are called yymmdd, E-U-L-I-M-I-D-A-E. And they're well known as external parasites. They'll live on many kinds of echinoderms, but one or two particular groups of them have become internal parasites and have lost their shell as adults.
090, Rog.
And we published a paper recently on the Antarctic radiation of these internal parasites. But I've always wanted to get my hand on this well-known Eastern Pacific one that's very local to me, but I've never been able to find it. It was named back in the early 20th century on one of the Albatross expeditions, which the Albatross was a U.S. fisheries ship that did a lot of very important surveys up and down the U.S. west coast down to Galapagos. And many, many, many species from the Eastern Pacific were described from those cruises. And this parasite was noted in one of those studies. So I've had my eye out for it for over a decade. Whenever I see a rathbanaster, I'm looking at its arms.
All of them. All of the arms.
Remember the old DP? Never would be able to do that.
Mm.
Wow.
So my dad is listening right now, and he just sent me a joke.
Nice.
And hi, Dad. So what's the difference between a fish and a piano?
Something about scales.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
That's cute.
That's an old one. I remember that.
I like the jokes. Keep them coming. This is great. And as the night, usually as the night goes on, you get to the midnight, 4 a.m. shifts, those jokes become like knee slappers, you know what I mean?
The quality of the jokes goes down, but the reactions to them
Goes up. Inversely correlated there.
We're not saying that's a bad joke. We're just saying we would laugh more when it gets later. This looks like a little sandcastle of
It's a huge sponge.
Wow.
Spicules are
Covered
like
in
volcano, very large.
very interesting.
all those
Fuzzy.
brittle stars on there.
Yeah, I think
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
that'll be a
Jonathan.
nice frame graph.
Yep, coming in.
That's great. Look at that.
Oh, it looks like Cousin It.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
It
it does.
does look like
Yeah.
Cousin It.
That like hair-like structure.
Yeah, those are all spicules.
Those are
So-
spicules.
Yeah,
It's
it's
crazy.
all-
Wow.
Do you want to get one without the lasers?
It is
Jake?
well protected there.
Lasers
Thank
coming
you.
out.
I wonder what the common name of this sponge is.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Can you look up in bubble just to see if we can see inside the barrel any?
Yeah.
Just curious if it's actually just barrel-like or if it is more rounded on the inside.
Looks like a
Very
barrel.
small. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's got a
That's
lot of
cool.
spicules
Side.
per barrel volume.
There's seemingly more brittle stars on one side than the other.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, the upcurrent side.
Raj.
Decorated its hairdo.
Must be the north side. South side.
It's a shaggy barrel sponge or dirty barrel sponge. Not a hairy barrel sponge.
Wow, that's cool.
Look at that.
Those fine silica structures. But
Incredible.
wow.
So
Gonna
Steve
do a
says this
pretty
is
quick
the
tight and zoom,
longest
and then
he's
we'll
ever
leave.
seen these spicules.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thinking how much energy
Jonathan, you
the
want to push
sponge
in
has
real
to
tight, real there?
put into
Yeah.
making those. Whoa.
Yeah, I've never seen
You can
spicules
see
that
the
long.
lattice there of, so
Wow.
this part of the sponge is dead, what we can see. You can see the spicules,
Huh.
the cells that secreted the spicules are now gone. It's only the white part of the sponge on the inside that is still
Oh, okay.
living.
That explains it.
Interesting. All right, full wide there, please. Well, we found, this is like full Halloween right now, right? We got,
Yeah.
This is.
we got cobwebs, kind of subsea cobwebs, Cousin It.
What's next?
Roger that.
See you,
Thanks,
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Copy.
Oh, a little flatfish there to the left.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you want to think about the last transect soon, Greg,
That strange color.
Got
You have a worm there?
Oh, worm.
got an hour. Transects are taking about
Where are we? So we're nearing the top of the
4 minutes.
this knoll. That's probably a good time for a last transect.
Roger that.
We'll just keep
take
going.
us up to the top.
Yeah, do you want to, we're kind of at the top-ish.
If we track east, we'll go over the top and slope down.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
that. We'll continue east. Bridge snap.
This will be
All right.
transect number 5.
100-meter step bearing 090.
Alrighty. All right, Rennie, I am ready for you.
Okay, go for it.
Stepping forward.
Start.
Collecting it all.
Get out of
Probably just piles of siphonophores in the vehicle.
Oh my goodness, probably, yeah.
Might be a pause there, Jess, but hopefully we make it.
Reg.
So we're pretty much at the top of this knoll now on
Oh, that's
Oh,
some of the
Cortez Bank.
peduncles that's out like that.
Did look like
we're
a
by no means near the surface of
rock pen.
the Cortez Bank, which comes up to only 20 meters in another area. But in this local area, we're at a relative high point. We're not seeing the carbonate structures that we saw earlier. We're really just seeing these slabs of what appear to be phosphatized rock. And so we've got a little bit of a different geology now on the top section. It'll be interesting as we go over it and down again if we start to see more carbonate. We've got about another half an hour before we finish. And we're seeking to do one more rock collection. And we'll be slurping up a bit more sediment or another kind of creature that we come across.
We have a full hour.
Oh, an hour.
Yep.
Sorry, misheard.
Keep seeing more of these. I think they're corallimorphs. There's one on the left just going out of frame. Look like anemones, but they have the white tips.
This long string in front of the field there, that's a siphonophore. It's a colonial hydrozoa. Lives its whole life as a pelagic colony with hundreds, if not thousands, of polyps that are doing different things. Some are for feeding, some are for defense, others are for reproduction. You might be familiar with siphonophores as Portuguese man of war that have the float and that sometimes wash ashore on beaches, and or blue bottles that are noted for stinging you. Those two are siphonophores, though they're much smaller than the one we're seeing here.
Is that another one of those?
Yeah, there's a
stars?
Rathbunster on the right.
A little bit of relief, finally. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, all in this area. Really.
Very, very tall sponge coming up.
Yeah.
A lot of this platey
Looks like a mummy.
rocks.
Man, I'm seeing all the Halloween goodies
Yeah.
today. While we fly over these, does anybody see any inflamed looking arms that
It's a
might
whole
have
bunch of them.
parasites?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Keep your eyes out.
5, 6, 7. One under the rock. Wow.
So a lot of Sebastes as well. So there's something
Yeah.
drawing these predators here. We're at the top of the knoll now.
It's hard to tell, but it looks like a nice garden of broken phosphorite pavement. It's very cool.
So we're almost done with this transect, Kira. So we could have an opportunity to collect a piece. Now we're picking up on these carbonates again.
It's pretty shocking how every 10 minutes or so, the bottom just totally looks different. Ecosystem and the rocks totally change.
Yeah, that was a little hot spot there. High concentration of fish and sea stars.
Is that another one of those California sea cucumbers, the local ones?
Yeah, Parastichopus
Stick
californicus. It's a big carbonate outcrop here. We haven't seen one of these for a while.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to go back down slope. We might start to see more of these.
Greg was saying earlier how it gets to be only 20 meters deep. And because of the amazing bottom topography and with the right swell, this area, Cortez Bank, is known to have terrifically huge waves with 50 to 60 foot faces.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Strange. What that was.
Sea pen?
Sea pen?
It's back.
Could have been. Ooh. It number 2.
Doesn't have such a bad hair day.
Yeah.
Or a good hair day.
Or managed.
I never know which monitor to look at. You're doing the same thing. So many choices.
The skin bottles are all covered.
Yeah.
Ooh, those are going to be fun to collect.
We can try shaking it off whenever we decide to do a Niskin. We can do a car wash after this, actually, because there's one on the lens of the HD.
Take the suction hose and just go around the vehicle.
I wonder why there's so many siphonophores here.
I know.
I don't really see that many of them anywhere else. Or as many as this.
that looks like another sponge. Possibly.
Beyond that, there's a
Blending in as a rock.
heterocone.
Yeah. All those brittle stars on it. A heterochrome coming up. Here are some of those rounded
Carbonate?
yeah, rounded carbonate. Where the rest of the rock around it has eroded over time and left these table-like structures.
Can someone explain how these carbonate kind of crusts came to be?
Kira?
Crispin said there would have been an entire
Yeah.
carbonate surface over all of this, and it's differentially eroded away, leaving these kind of nodules.
Yeah.
And that's why the whale part we saw was kind of left, because it was hard.
Right.
So you kind of get differential erosion. So once this would have probably been all a carbonate mound. And there's things in these pieces we're seeing that are stopping them from eroding as fast as the rest.
Interesting.
And Crispin had also noted that this is a similar process that you would see happening on beaches and on land. So we're just seeing evidence of this also occurring underwater.
Interesting. And the carbonate would be from like accumulation of shells and things with carbonate like in the structure, like biological things that have settled down and
Yes,
then compacted?
forams, most likely, rather than coral.
Interesting.
But we'll be looking in the piece you chipped off. We're hoping we can find small fossils in those to see what they were, and maybe that'll help us date how old they are.
Roger. Very cool.
So a little bit more information. Chris Little sends in the carbonates are concretions. These form within the sediment due to carbonate cementation and then are harder than the surrounding sediment. So for anyone who's tuning in, those are some of the weight table-like structures that we've been seeing. Perhaps if we come upon them again, we'll point them out again.
So Crispin, what kind of fossils will we expect to find in these carbonates? Microfossils.
All right, that's the end of the transect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ship move is coming to a stop here. Do we want to keep moving or and look at a rock here or something?
Let's look for some of those flatter. Oh, we've got a nice rock coming up. We could have a look at that first, the pillar.
Roger that.
Crispin replies, hopefully planktonic forams are what we'd hope to see as microfossils within that carbonate rocks that we had scraped.
I thought there'd be an octocoral that would be on this rock pool.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do a partial zoom there, please. That side has a sponge.
Egg case, I think, on the right.
Oh yeah, little skate case.
Skate casing? Where is that?
Right on the top of the sponge on the right bottom.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering what that was. Very cool.
We can go take a look at that first if you guys want. That probably will be more exposed to currents anyway.
Those purple polka dot encrusting tunicate or sponges, whatever they are. Yeah.
The ones that we had. Oh, yeah. Look at that egg casing. Very cool.
Good eye.
It could be a swell shark, some kind of egg case like that. If you ever get a chance to see one of these, you can put a light up to them and see the embryo developing inside.
Another one up top.
Oh, yeah. Is that two more? One more? One more.
Oh, yeah, two more.
Yeah, two more. Seems like a popular place to secure the egg casing.
Not seeing any octocorals, though. Did you guys want anything from this rock, or just look for a flat rock?
Yeah, I don't think we'll sample here. Yeah, we'll look for the similar flat rock to what you picked up last time.
Roger that. Oh my goodness.
Those flanges or...
Roger that. If you don't mind, I'm just going to do a quick heading change and get this guy off our lens. Oh, there's more.
Everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's on bubble.
Yeah.
It's like when sponges reverse their water flow to clear out their oscules every once in a while.
It's our periodic, the twist and shout, I think. All right. That's enough of that.
Yes, answering Steve, I think those egg cases were viable. The one on the sponge looked particularly... wasn't obvious that there was an embryo inside, but it looked very yellow.
So do any of these flat rocks here look interesting to Kira?
Kira signed off, so I don't know if we're going to get any input.
We're all
from her.
alone.
I'm never gone.
Oh, she's always here.
Omniscient.
All right, Kira.
Well, she likes it if she can see the rock, so we'd have to pick it up to get the underside or a side to have a sense of what it is.
Yeah, we need to be really gentle. Lisa's reminded me that we can't lose too much of the sediments and associated biology. But this looks like a pretty good environment. I see now, yeah, like there's a few off to the left of the lasers. There's one flat one sitting there.
Roger that.
So, yeah, let's have a look around here.
And also look for one with maybe some biology you're interested in.
Yeah, they're pretty...
quite large.
Crap.
Yeah.
They're a bit big.
I haven't seen many of those today.
All right, Al, go ahead and push on in there, please. I'll just get a field of view. I think this one that you're referring to, Kira, might be a bit big, but we can poke at it and see how big it is.
How about the one above the lasers that it's kind of hidden but has some interesting things on it? Now it's just below. Now the lasers are close to it.
Roger that.
Maybe it's too big.
Would you mind showing me the arm there, Jake?
Yep.
Thank you. Come a little wide there, Al.
I have an audience.
Al, you want to come wide, please? A little wide. Thank you. That's great. Ooh. I think we're at our limits again. But yes, we can scoot up there real quick. Full wide, Al. This might be a pretty occluded view for everyone in the van. But go ahead and push on in there, Al, as best you can. We'll look at that rock. A little more, please. That's great, Al. Do a quick bump. So that's the one you want there?
It looks interesting if it's not too big.
Roger that. Come partial wide there, please.
Wide enough?
A little wider, please. That's great. Let me go first. Yeah. All right, Al, go ahead and push on in there, please. Thank you.
If it looks like it's not too big, Lisa says this one looks good. It does seem like phosphorite.
Up close view.
Yeah. And if we can grab a few photos.
Sure thing. Underside again?
Yep, getting some good pictures.
This. We're losing stuff. You can't see it. I'd like to keep the rock upright. That's what I'm saying. Just
Okay.
this. Jess doesn't understand this.
Well, I
And
think
I'm not sure Greg does. I guess if it's more important to get a photograph of the rock before we sample it.
Yeah, it's like you want to.
Because we're going to photograph it in the lab.
Yeah.
Lounge, your mic is hot.
Okay,
All right,
it's
full
very
width.
nice. It's a good size. There's at least 2 polychaetes on it that I saw.
We're going to be aiming for the aft outboard bio box.
Roger that. Go ahead, Jake.
This is going to be sample NA124
Sorry, it was
110.
aft outboard?
Aft outboard, yes.
Roger.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. Let me make
110.
sure.
110.
Copy.
And this is going to be rock number 6.
Is that a different species of these
Yeah.
squat lobsters? That's the largest one we've seen.
Thank you.
Sure
With
thing.
very long arms. Yeah.
Anything else you guys want from here?
You want to slurp here or not, Greg?
Well, we've still
So
got 40 minutes.
Yeah.
We're full of rocks. We've got 1 slurp left.
1 slurp in room.
Could we get a zoom into the sediment? We'll just have a look at what is here.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Al. Pushing on tight on. Yeah, suppose that. Few little worms.
Yeah, all the white is pelagic forams, little balls.
Did you want me to pan around here?
Yeah, a little bit of panning would be good.
Raj, look a little up while I make everyone a little bit motion sick.
A little bit.
Whoa, whoa, guys. Let me know when you go with this view and I'll look
and
down.
yeah, back down towards us.
Raj,
Thanks.
can look a little here too.
Oh yeah, this monitor's way too close for me.
Bouncing around.
Anything spark your fancy?
I prefer a bit of a coarser sediment, but I think we might be out of luck on this. I think we can continue a little. We've got time. We could maybe find another place.
Roger that. Full wide there, Al.
We still have hopes for a soft coral or two.
Roger. All right, ready?
Sure. Want to head towards these new waypoints at the next node?
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks, Renee.
Sounds good. That is 115.
115, Roger.
Bridge nav. .50 meters, 115.
Now, if you want to go ahead and push past the top of the, yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna get that little piece of twig or whatever it is.
Zip
also.
tie.
I
Yeah.
think that zip tie is just the little lone stray branch. My goodness, look at all you guys here.
So for the whole morning, we saw a lot of these. Have you seen a lot of siphonophores on the afternoon too?
Oh,
Endless.
Yeah.
They're all over. Look up in bubble cam. Look.
Meniscus,
Yeah.
everything.
Like cobwebs.
Whoa.
You
Hose
can kind of
that
see them here.
thing down well when you get her on deck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good shots of them now, but wow.
Ooh.
And I've done a lot of dives on this ship. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Someone said they were stinging.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's why you have to wash it down really well.
Yeah, Steve's saying we better wear gloves today when we're
I'm
covering
seeing
the
the-
samples.
The tether right
Oh,
now
yeah.
too, and like the daisy chain and everything. Like
Oh,
Oh, we should probably let them
pulling
know.
in the daisy chain.
gloves.
Yeah,
Full
we're
gloves.
gloves.
It's good. Yeah.
Good catch, Jake.
That's, yeah. It's probably going to be like Kylie doing that too or something. We'll have to
Hands
let
are
her
just
know.
gonna be.
Not sure. Greg, can they still sting you when they're out of the water?
Yeah, if they haven't dried out, they'll still.
Ours
Usually-
is probably be coated too.
Depends which part of the skin they hit. So the back of the hands is usually more vulnerable than your fingertips. If they splashed on your face, you're likely to get a nasty sting. Thinner skin is going to hurt more. They have these threads that they inject into your skin. So if it can get through the full thickness of your skin, that's when you're going to be hurt. And hydrozoa, which is this group, are particularly known for having long threads in their nematocysts, the stinging capsules that inject venom into their prey. Whereas sea anemones, if you've ever touched a sea anemone, you probably didn't feel anything at all, but you probably were stung a lot. But your skin's too thick for the little stinging capsules to penetrate and envenomate you. So most of the corals, anemones, those kind of cnidaria don't really sting us very much.
What's that? Sure.
But hydrozoa, this group, and one that's called fire coral, which is a hydrozoa that looks a bit like normal corals, can sting you very badly.
However, if you were to lick an anemone, the skin on your tongue is not thick enough to prevent the nematocysts from stinging you. So if you ever want to feel what it feels like to be stung by an anemone, that's what you got to do.
Is this from personal experience?
Yeah.
Yes.
I never knew this. Oh no.
So-
Oh no.
Why on earth would you lick an anemone?
Why would you not?
Interesting.
Was that the big anemone in our tide pools? Did you do it here, California?
The starburst anemone?
The Anthopleura?
I've done it a few times in California, so I try and choose the smaller ones.
You want to give us a little background on this? Why you're looking at anemone?
I'm all right without the background.
Because I took inverts. I took an invertebrates class with Dr. Gray Grouse here, and he mentioned that the skin on your finger is too thick, but if you were to lick it, then you would feel it, so I tried it.
Don't blame me. I did not suggest that you lick an anemone.
Okay, see what kind of instructor Greg is.
That was a step that Kyla took all by herself.
What kind of operation you guys running at Scripps?
You have to sign a waiver before you take his class.
Oh, that was all me.
What's that blob down there?
So you a metal pole in winter in New England. We know what happens, huh?
There you can see a whole lot of tentacles on
red
that siphonophore.
Yeah, what is that? Is that a...
I don't know.
Oh, that's a sea
think
pen
it's a
sea
or
pen.
a rock pen, yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of
Could be
a
so.
little urchin pile over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, something must have fallen from the
Ooh.
surface for those to be there. It might be kelp, or it could be something else.
There's a squid.
Ooh,
on
we're
the
in
Argus cam.
Yeah,
goodness.
very
Nice.
cool. Right in focus. Hello, goodbye.
So the stinging cells are called nematocysts, and they're kind of like little harpoons. And they can either be chemically stimulated or mechanically stimulated. Super interesting. They're coiled up in a little kind of ball. And they shoot out.
Spider-Man.
What would chemically simulate this presence of another animal, a prey animal? Or
Yeah, I think colonial anemones, if they get too close to each other. I think that's why in the tide pools you'll see different species are pretty spread out from each other. Correct me if I'm wrong, Greg.
It's a big mystery how the nematocysts get triggered. Some of them obviously have a trigger on them.
Jake, do the spin, do the spin. Nah, it's cool. Look at all
There
that
are-
goo.
There are all the pieces.
Gross.
There's a group of nudibranchs that
That'll work.
are able to eat Cnidaria-like hydroids like this, and they can somehow eat them without
It's endless.
without triggering the nematocysts. So they've
Drop
got
down.
Reg.
there's some chemical they seem to have, or a way that they eat the tissue that doesn't fire them, and then they steal the nematocysts and put them in their projections from their body. And then if someone comes and tries to bite them, the nematocysts serve as a defense for the nudibranch. So that's called klepto, which means steal. You might have heard of kleptomaniacs, people who like to steal. Kleptonide is to steal nematocysts.
I think that's one of my favorite fun facts ever. So amazing.
And the nudibranchs that kleptoplasty, the ones that eat algae and they sequester their chloroplasts so they can harvest and use the chloroplasts like they would a plant. So there are groups of nudibranchs that are also able to do that kleptoplasty.
So they lose their shells and they become thieves. Well,
Bunch of different sponges here.
Nice pirouette, Jake.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another thorny head, rockfish.
Some rocks ahead of us.
Yeah, probably time to do our last slope soon. You gonna do this slope for us, Jake?
Yeah, I can try.
Go ahead.
I can go for it. Let me know what looks
Yeah, we'll try and
good
find
to set down on.
a likely place.
Yeah, what are you guys interested in sampling here?
I think we'll go for a last sediment slope.
Roger that. You want it by a base of a rock? Or
Yeah, base of a rock's probably the best place, and these look good. Somewhere you feel comfortable settling down to get up against the rock edge.
That's fine. Ernie, I'm changing Argus's heading here. So.
Copy that.
Close enough there?
Go ahead and try looking at your bumper there. Al, you want to be full wide there, please?
Fine.
Yeah. Fine.
A little closer?
I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
Go ahead and full rack back on your pan and tilt. Nice. Now you got a view of the hockey puck.
All right. I always put it on my mic.
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward pick.
Armpit grab.
Nice. You can always reset it out there too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you going to need a zoom or are you all set?
I'd stand by there, Al. You can move out the pan and tilt now and you'll probably get a good angle on it. There you go.
Yeah, tilt.
Okay.
Right, you happy with your grip?
Yep.
Raj.
You can just work your way around the base of the rock, and
Stand by, Jake. I'm gonna
any of the sediment will be great.
Roger that.
Are you flushing?
Yeah, flushing now, 50%.
Oh, it looks like some of those pieces of the colonial tunicate we collected ended up in the flush.
Have to look out for that. think we want to miss any of those.
All right,
Yeah.
zeroing now.
And we're going to be aiming for slurp jar number 3, which is fine mesh.
Number 3. One.
That's the last one open.
Raj, oops, too far. All righty, Jake.
All right.
You want a little bit of zoom there?
Yeah, a little bit of zoom.
All right, Al.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Coming on. 70%. Anywhere in particular you want to slurp around?
Along the rock edge.
Roger that.
This is going to be sample NA124-111.
Yeah,
Copy
just anywhere around there and to the left, wherever you feel you can get in. We're looking for,
We'll go 100% here so we can get up any small
yeah,
bits.
what have we got there?
Nice. I'm going to look down for you a little bit there, Jake.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
You want
good.
That's
some
good
more
right there.
That
Yep.
kind of surface detritus is perfect.
Al, you want to push in a little bit there?
Yeah,
good.
lots of tubes you can see coming up there.
Looking nice. After this, you get all those siphonophores to deal with.
Yeah. Fun stuff first.
Yeah. I'm in
Look at the
vacuum.
float line. Look at the line. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's totally fouled.
Look at the push course. Everything.
Ugh.
I'm looking at the sediment.
Glad this wasn't a scuba dive.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that will be nasty. Our faces will be really stinging.
Should we look a little bit to the right there and see if we get somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, a little right. How's it looking?
Sorry, Jake.
It's okay.
Go down a little bit. There you go. Do you also want a little bit more in front of this rock as well,
Yeah, I can see lots of tubes sort of in there. Would be good.
Raj?
Okay.
Me to look down for you there? Are you good,
I think I can do it.
Raj?
I think I'm getting it.
Want some more downward action and we can get those tubes down there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll keep going. Just don't